Ilmassa on suurta jokiristeilyn tuntua. Olemme menossa tähän Bundaberg-nimisellä laivalla.
Let's relax some peace and quiet on your way home. Thanks for being around, serve a bit of tea and coffee, so sit back, relax. There is a loo on board, don't get uncomfortable. And by law, this is a non-smoking boat, unless you're willing to stand 5 metres from the door. Good luck with that. Well, these days, very underutilised due to the amount of siltation we do have up and downstream. Now, the river itself was first surveyed back in 1847 by a gentleman known as James Charles Burnett. He started his mapping, that little creek to your left back there. Then he travelled a good 120 kilometres up the Banks River, meeting up with the oldest town of Queensland today, known as Gayndah, which is also situated on this river. Now, originally, though, he was appointed to survey this by the Governor of New South Wales, Fitzroy.
They built a 4,000-tonne bag sugar shed now, where they introduced mechanical loading of bag sugar all via conveyor systems. This was actually the first for the industry in Australia. Unfortunately, though, the 42 floods hit, washed it completely away. So they got sick of rebuilding uptown here, they moved to the mouth. Whereas river trawler kept the routine servicemen's mines occupied. Then in the 1960s, a yachtsman sailed through about 1.5 square miles of thick prawns just out of the mouth, really set the fleet off. So in the heyday, there were about 90 trawlers uptown reach. Today, only a handful remain with all those new rules, regulations and many processing plants. And as we know, Bundaberg today, known as the Sugar City.
Sokeria tehdään tuolla, mistä savu nousee. Ja sen vieressä tehdään rommia sitä. Sitä jää sitä sokerin teosta, kun se sokeri kristallisoituu, niin jää näitä molasseja.
There are about 2 dozen mills here in Bundaberg. Most farmers have their own mills transporting that upstream via tanker. Today there's only 1 mill remaining. So by the Crowns back in 1882. Today it's all owned by Bundaberg Sugar. That's all owned and controlled by a rill, which is the fibrous part of the sugar cane, and that is combustible to produce their steam. Originally they all ran on coal and diesel. It's quite a smoky, hazardous place here. Many fires over here. It actually looks like they're running today. Yep. Now the other byproduct, the molasses, after the sugar's extracted, this byproduct is way too heavy, difficult to transport. Yet worth too much to dump. So thankfully, they decided to make liquor. For many years it was known as miracle rum. So the Crown started making 1,000 litres of rum, and all that washed down to the banks of the river here. They reckon the locals, they were down here in droves with their buckets, scooping up the boiling rum, running home and filling up their bathtubs. That's right, you can never get granny out the bath because of these rock walls in the river. But in the high tide, you can't see them. Just sit under. I've seen hundreds of boats stuck on it over the years. Behind it here is a boiler tank off a steamer, come up the wrong side in a foggy night. Now this one here is 2k in length. It's called Kirby's Walk, 10 feet wide, 12 feet high. Now you'll see these rock formations along the river. These were installed in the 1890s as training rivers. So what they do, they make the river run narrower and the tides run faster and channels run, keep them nice and deep and desilted.
Tässä tulemme tuonne vähän Bundabergin mariin.
These two right here from a little township called Port Bundaberg. Nice clean quiet port down here. Back in the early days of settlement they had plans and maps, everything ready to go to turn this into a new place. It was going to be called New Bundaberg, but everyone thought it was too far away. Except for luckily, if you're going to build it out on the deep ocean front, but cyclonic conditions changed their ideas, so they installed it in the river. It's about 4k from the mouth. They probably wish they didn't put it in the river. It's been closed many times over due to siltation, 125 metres in length. Has the capacity to hold 300,000 tonne of raw sugar, so no bad.
Nyt saavuttiin sitten tuon sataman jälkeen siihen marinaan, jossa on tää huviveneitä. Vierasvenesatama. Käytiin tuossa yksi päivä lounalla tuossa keskellä näkyvässä niissä rakennuksessa ja Siellä oli huoltopalveluja näille laivoilla asuville ja niin poispäin. Ja laivan väkeä, laivosta asukkaita oli tullut sinne syömään paljon.
This marina has around 160 berths. They are expanding. Nice little restaurant, gift shop here as well. Another marina being built around the corner to accommodate another 300 vessels.
Nyt olemmekin jo paluumatkalla. Rentoudumme tässä laivalla ja sitten menemme syömään. Tämä raportti päättyy tähän.